Hi folks, welcome. This is another tournament here, the Winter Slopes Tournament, Rookie Division. What was the tournament before this? I believe it was a Christmas Links tournament, and now it's the Winter Slopes Tournament. I think the first tournament in January 2019. Anyways, this is Rookie Division, and I wanted to run through the holes and explain them in detail a little bit for reference, as these holes will be used further down the line, and they have been used before quite a few times. Anyways, this is the par 1, or hole number 1, par 3, and you can play this hole quite a few different ways. The green is favorable, so you could even hit it great or hit it good and it'll still be fairly close to the hole. It's like a roulette hole type of thing. It's not really my favorite hole because all it takes is luck really to get it close to the hole. But what I do is I take a rocket here, or you could take the quarterback. I like to use either one. I have got a hole-on-one with the quarterback quite a few times, but this is a pretty low account, so I had to use the rocket, as I'm not even sure I have the quarterback yet. So with this rocket, you can give it either one top spin or no top spin. The reason I give it one is because I was afraid I wouldn't have enough distance with the club. And if you used a quarterback, I probably wouldn't give it any top spin. And what I do as well is I line the target so the white touches the rough here. And you want to give it left spin. The reason I give it left spin is I want to keep the ball rolling as high as I can on that green. And if you give it right spin, I find it goes below the hole too much. So I try to give it as much left spin as I can. I used a Marlin here. I believe if I use a Quasar, I could give it more left spin and keep it up a little longer. But as you can see, it still goes below the hole here. And so another way I did this here is I had 3.9 wind, so I adjusted the wind accordingly, like a normal wind. But I should have actually, I believe, added 20% to this wind, but I didn't do it. So you could experiment with that if you want. And I give it full curl on this shot. And how I believe, if you really want to get more detail on this hole, I could explain one more thing on it. Is if you look at the shadow on the green, when the ball enters the green, there's a dark spot near the top. I believe that's where you want your ball to hit or land close by. If you want to get a hole-on-one, because that's where I hit before and I got a hole-on-one. Like, watch my ball. Watch the dark spot on the green. Okay, it's higher. It's higher than that, like about 2 feet higher than that. You'll see a dark spot. My ball was about 2 feet lower than that spot. If you can see it again, it's on the far right-hand side of that shadow, and it's a dark spot. It's not the highest spot. It's a little bit lower. It's probably the lower, darkest spot, but it's on the right-hand side of that shadow on the green. And you'll see them about a foot or two low of that. Okay, there it is, see? There's a high shadow, and there's a shadow that's a little bit lower than that, and that one that's a little bit lower than that has a dark, like a roundish shadow on it. If you go into that shadow, you know you'll be fine. So anyways, that's hole number 1, par 3. It makes it a really easy birdie anyways. Thanks for watching hole number 1. We'll see you on hole number 2.